Hello everybody, Carolyn here. Today we're doing a different kind of video. So today, as you can see, we have a bit of a different setup. So I recently got back into the trading selling game after taking time off since like December. I think is when I archived everything over my trade sale Instagram. And I had a lot of cards to trade and a lot of cards to sell. So I posted a lot of cards, and as you may expect, I sold and traded a bunch of stuff. I still have a bunch of requests, but I wanted to like send a bunch of stuff out this weekend to get things to their new owners. So I need to package all of these trades and sales up today, and I thought that we could do a little sit down, chatty, chill kind of packaging video. I don't know, I've done one before, but the last time I did one, I didn't really talk in it. It was just kind of like a chill, like music one. And a lot of people had like feedback where they were like, oh, I wish you had been like chatting during this. So, I wanted to make another one, but I usually do most of my packaging like in the middle of the night, like literally at like 2 a.m. But today I am making time to sit down and do some packaging, and I thought I would film it as well. So yeah, let's go over a couple things. First things first, I will leave all of the stuff that I use in the description box if you're interested in any of my supplies. I recently have been thinking about redoing this video right here. So I posted this video back in 2022, I think. I'll double check that, but it's like all the supplies that I use for everything, and it's a super helpful video, but I feel like it could use a bit of an update. So yeah, for freebies today, because I haven't ordered all of my like all group freebies, which I need to do, like maybe I'll work on that tonight or something. I'm gonna be using my leftover freebies from my Reason group order. I don't have any more group cards, but I did sell a bunch of Reason photo cards, but I did trade and sell like other cards too, so hopefully the people who trade and bought aren't upset that I'm giving them Monstex freebies, but I just don't have any other freebies of other groups right now. So yeah, I make my freebies on moo.com. So yeah, they're pretty cute. I like them. But yeah, that's what we're going to be using as freebies today, because I have a ton left over, and pretty much everything has been all packaged up for my group orders. So that's what those are. I also have recently started using these like custom post-it notes. So it just says, thank you so much for trading, buying, and joining my group order. I have a ton of them. Like I bought one pack of each just to like try it out and see if I liked it. And then I went back and bought like 5 packs of each color, because I really like using these for trades and sales and group orders. I got these on Vistaprint, so I'll leave the link down below. I just feel like it saves me a lot on tape to just have my own custom sticky notes. And I usually package like 40 to 50 things like every time I do a really big sale or something. And it's just, as much as I would love to write like handwritten notes for every single person, I just don't have enough time in my life to be doing that. So at least this way I have a cute little post-it note with a little message on it. And then also it gives me the freedom to do different backs for my freebies, because I used to put all that stuff on the backs of my freebies, and I just don't really like the way that looks anymore. I like to make them look like photo cards. Yeah, so as you can see, when I am going through my DMs and talking to people about trading and selling, I put everything they are getting in a little pack like this, depending on how many cards they have. Like this person bought like 3 Monstex photo cards, so I was able to put it in just like a normal sleeve. But this person bought a ton of like Kihyun and Monstex cards, so I put it in a larger sleeve like that. I don't know where my larger sleeves are, but I'll link them down below. And then these hollow ones I recently got from Amazon as well. I meant to update my Prism Platinum collection, because I love Prism Platinum's hollow sleeves, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So I just have like the normal top loaders here, like the normal skinny ones, and then these are like thicker top loaders. But anyways, I'll use those for like larger sales and stuff. And then I have my little thank you cards that I've been using for years at this point. Like I love these. I think they're like a really good size and a really nice sturdiness. And of course I have some envelopes as well. And then for larger stuff I'm gonna be packaging, I do have these really cute photo mailers I bought recently, and I bought these for my group orders, and I just like have a bunch left over, obviously, because most people bought albums in my group order, so we're gonna use those as well. I know everybody packages differently, but when I'm packaging, I'll always do like the backs of the cards back to back, preserve the front of the card a little more. So for these kinds of top loaders, I really only feel comfortable putting 2 photo cards in there. Like anything more than that just makes me, but usually I'm like watching TV or something, a drama. I've been watching, well, nothing recently, honestly, because I just haven't had time. I'm watching chemistry lectures recently, if we're being honest here. But like still currently the drama that I'm working on is called My Neighbor is a Gumio, I think is the English title. I forgot that I had a Viki subscription, and then one day I was like on TikTok, as one is. These are the hollow sleeves I'm gonna be using. I just bought these off of Amazon. But yeah, I was on Twitter, or not Twitter, I was on TikTok one day, and I saw like a little clip from the drama, and I was like, I had to figure out what drama it is. And then I looked in the comments and somebody wrote what drama it was, because the person in the caption who, like the OP who posted the TikTok, didn't tell me what drama it was. And I was like, stop gatekeeping good dramas, I want to watch it. But anyways, I started watching it, and it's really good so far. I just haven't had a lot of time to watch dramas, which is really sad. But I'm hoping to get back into watching dramas again soon. I really enjoy watching dramas. I can't even tell you what I watch. I watch like the most random videos. I watch a lot of like live streams. I don't even know what the live streams are about. I'll just watch like the longest like 2-hour live streams. People are like, who rewatches live streams? Me. I always rewatch live streams of like the most random things from the most random people on YouTube. Like, it's insane. But this person, I think we're trading. Also, I don't do the little tab things. I know everybody does the little like pull tab things, but whenever I get a pull tab in the mail, it like doesn't work for me. So I just don't feel like it's worth it for me to spend the extra money on these pull tabs. Even though like I was at Target today and I was literally looking at pull tabs and I was like, should I get some? And then I was like, no, Caroline, you're never going to use them. You've bought them before and then you don't use them. So I just like to tape the top of the top loader with washi tape. And yeah, so that's that. I feel like this person only decided they wanted 2 of these unicards. So let me just set this one off to the side because I don't want to package it incorrectly. This person, we're trading Busoksun cards. I can't remember if this is the person I'm trading for Hoshi or for Seungkwan, but I can't believe I pulled Dokyum 3 times. If you watched that reel/TikTok I made on it, it was so funny. I was like, I don't know why I was convinced Weverse was gonna give me different cards. I don't know. I feel like I've seen for some groups where that like works, but maybe that's not true anymore. Like, or maybe they just want 17 stands to suffer. I saw this comment the other day that was like, I thought 17 were your alt group. I'm like a closeted 17 alt, to be honest, if we're gonna be honest about it. Like a closeted 17 alt. If you saw me at the concert this past summer, which like if you actually did see me, I'm so sorry because it was a rough day. That was a rough day. I don't know if I ever told the full story, but basically like, well, my point is, for this first thought, let me finish that thought first before moving on to this new story, is that I just love 17 so much. Like, the reason I'm collecting OT3 Busoksun is just because, like, I love 17 so much. Like, even my bias is S Coops. Like, my bias is S Coops in the group, and he's obviously not in Busoksun, though I would love to see S Coops in a unit this year, like a hip-hop unit or some other sort of unit. I just would love more S Coops content. He does like a lot of he's been doing a lot of shows recently, but the day of the 17 in Houston concert was such a mess because I literally went through the worst time. So first, if you didn't follow me on Instagram at the time, I got to the airport and I was so excited. Things were going so smoothly. And then I was on my flight, just like listening to music or whatever. I didn't really prepare anything for my flight. So I was just like, let me just listen to music and stare out the window. Except I had an aisle seat because I am an aisle seat girly. I love aisle seat. I will be in an aisle seat because I consume too much liquid to not be in an aisle seat. And I hate inconveniencing others. So if I was in a middle seat or a window seat, like I would have to get up and pee at some point, and I just like don't want that. So I want to be in the aisle seat so that I can get up and pee without having to bother anyone else. And I don't care if other people bother me to get up and pee because I chose that life. But anyways, I'm sitting there listening to my music. Captain comes like on this loudspeaker and he's like, hey, so we were gonna land in Houston, but funny story is that we couldn't land because there was a storm passing over there, so we circled for a little bit, but now we don't have enough gas to land, so we have to fly to Austin and get some gas, and it should only delay us like an hour. And I was like, well, I kind of planned this trip perfectly so that I would like land and I would have like 2 hours until I had to be there for sound check, and my hotel was walking distance from the venue. And I did that because I didn't want to have to find an Uber after the concert, because that just sounds like an awful time. Like, I've never had to find an Uber after a concert, but it just sounds like it wouldn't be a good time. Like, I just feel like everybody's looking for an Uber. I was like, okay. And then we land and the guy's like, okay, well, they're coming to put gas in our tank. Like, should only be a couple minutes. And then he comes back on the loudspeaker and he's like, also, there's like something that's kind of broken with the plane, so like while they're putting gas in, they're gonna fix it, so it might add like another extra half hour, but like they'll try to be speedy about it. Those weren't his exact words, but I was just like sitting there stressing. This woman who was sitting, because I'm in an aisle seat, right, so she's on the other side of like the same aisle as me in the aisle seat, and she had her service dog with her. Her service dog was so cute. It was a yellow lab and he was the best boy. He was so well behaved, like literally loved that dog. And I used to work in animal physical therapy and I saw a lot of service dogs and they're just like the sweetest dogs. Like I'm literally, which I know you're not supposed to pet them. When I worked in animal physical therapy, I was allowed to pet them, but now I'm not because I don't do that anymore. She just like sees me stressing and she's like, are you okay? And I was like, I really have to be somewhere at 4:30 and I'm not sure if we're gonna make it because I didn't go on the plane in my concert outfit because I thought I was gonna have like a couple of hours to like change and do my makeup and everything. I didn't even do a lot of makeup for the plane because I was like, once I get there, I'm gonna put on like concert makeup, so let me just do a little like concealer and brows and mascara and call it a day. Like that's all I want to do. And so I was like, I do not even have my makeup bag with me or anything because I need to wait for my bag now, because when I got to the gate, they were like, you need to check your bag, but we'll check it for free. And I was like, I really wanted this to be a carry-on, and they were like, we don't have any room for it to be a carry-on. And I was like, okay, fine. I was like, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna have a couple hours anyways. Like I have some time when I get to Houston to like wait for my bag. But then we landed in Austin and I was like, I really don't have a couple of hours anymore. I'm gonna have like a hour. So while we're in Austin, obviously like my airplane mode is off because we're on the ground, and so I'm texting my friends and I'm just like, and the person who I bought like a face value a VIP ticket off of someone on Twitter, and she was like, my friend got COVID and can't go, but she was like, you'll have to like sit next to me, and I was like, that's okay, like like I don't mind that because I don't know anyone else going to this concert, so like we can hang out. And she was also a mon bébé, so I was like, it kind of works out great. So yeah, we both love 17 and we're both mon bébé, so honestly perfect. And I'm texting her and I was like, I honestly don't know if I'm gonna make it for sound check. Like I have to get to the hotel, change super fast. One of my friends was like, you should just change in the Houston airport, and I was like, I still have to go check into my room at the hotel, so like either way I'm gonna have to go up. Like I might as well just like get there as soon as I can and then change once I get there. So I get off of the airplane in Houston, I run to baggage claim, and then I am waiting for my bag, and my bag is one of the first ones to come out, which is like a perk of them putting your bag on last, is that it's one of the first ones to come out because it's in the front there. And so I grab my bag and I run out the wrong door, and these like two like older men are looking at me, and I was like, where's Uber pickup? And they were like, oh, that's like the next gate over. And I was like, less use theirs. Thank you so much. I run over to the Uber pickup. I had already ordered the Uber. Like as soon as I saw my bag come out, I ordered my Uber. And so my Uber was like 5 minutes away. Looking at the time, the airport was like 20 minutes from my hotel, and my hotel was a 10-minute walk from the venue. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I will have enough time. So I like get up there. Like, well, also while I'm in Austin, I'm looking at the bag restrictions because somebody texted me and was like, you know, the bag restrictions are kind of strict there. And I was looking at like my concert bag and I was like, oh, my concert bag is too small, but my purse is big enough. Like my purse fits. And I was like trying to do the measurements like without an actual ruler, like in this airplane. And I was just trying to think about it. And I was like, I feel like looking up the size of bags they were talking about, and I was like, I feel like my purse is that big. And so I was like, okay, well, new plan, and it didn't have to be a clear bag, it just had to be like a bag of that size. I was like, okay, well, new plan, I'll just like put, I'll hold my light stick, I will put like my wallet and batteries and my phone, and what else was I gonna bring with me? Top loaders for photos, photo cards, you know, typical K-pop things. I was like, okay, that'll be fine. I'll just like transfer everything out of my concert bag, which had already been packed. Like I put everything I was gonna bring to the concert in the concert bag, and I'll just transfer it to my purse and leave a couple things behind and it'll be fine. So I get to the hotel. I was able to check in online. So I checked in and got my like virtual key card, which sounds very fancy. It was very fancy. I was like, I don't even know what kind of hotel I put, but it was only for one night. So I was like, nah, okay, it's fine. My main priority was being close to the venue, right? So I went and got to the hotel, went right upstairs. The elevator situation was insane because I think I got to the wrong elevator section the first time, and then I was like, I literally don't know where I am. And then I got up to my room and I like threw everything down, and I was like, I really don't have time to fix my makeup, but I packed makeup in my purse because I was like, once we get through with sound check, we're gonna have like a couple of hours to just hang out. So I'll just get through sound check. I'm gonna be wearing a mask anyways, so it's just like the top of my face. I like fixed my mascara and that was like pretty much in my brows, and that's all I did because I was like, my foundation looks awful, but I'll fix it once I get to the venue. I didn't bring foundation. I think I just brought concealer and powder, and I was like, we'll just figure it out. We'll just figure it out. It'll be fine. So yeah, so I brought like all of my makeup with me, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it in the bathroom at the concert venue, and that's what we're gonna do. So anyways, I throw everything in a bag, and I go downstairs and I run into this employee, and the employee looks at me wearing concert outfit, and I'm like, how do I get to insert the name of the venue here? I don't remember what it was called. I was like, what's like the fastest direction? He was like, you gotta go that way, and go, and he's like telling me the directions, and I was like, okay, got it, absolutely. So I like run out of the hotel. I probably looked so stupid. And fun fact is that it was kind of cloudy when I got there, but at this point I get outside and it's raining. It's raining. And I am wearing my combat boots, and those boots were brand new at the time. Actually, I bought them like a couple days before I went to the concert because I was like, I don't have any really cute combat boots and I want some. I still use them all the time. I love those combat boots. I'm like running through the streets of Houston in combat boots, holding my 17 light stick. I've got my purse. I get to the venue and I'm just like panting, and I'm like, where's VIP check-in? The other carrots who were standing there who weren't VIP, because I was like, is this VIP? They're like, no, we're just normal GA. And I was like, okay, well, or whatever, like whatever the next like level down was. And I was like, okay, well, where's sound check-in? And they were like, it's down there, and they pointed like to the other end of the venue, and I was like, thanks guys, I'm gonna be so late. And they were like, oh my gosh, you got this. And I was like running, and then I get to the venue, or I get to the other end of the venue, and there's a security guy out there, and I was like, is this VIP like sound check-in? And he was like, yeah, you better hurry though, because they're about to close that door. And I was like, we made it, bestie, like we, against all odds, like I made it to the venue. So I go up to the thing, I show the guy my ticket, he scans it, or he like looks at it, he's like, oh yeah, this is the right ticket. And he looks at my bag and he's like, I think your bag's too big. And I was like, what do you mean my bag's too big? And he's like, I think your bag's too big. And I was like, okay. And he takes out his like measuring thing, and he's like, you need to measure, like, let's measure your bag. We measure it. It's like half an inch too big on like the like lengthwise, like this way is half an inch too big. He's like, you can't bring this into the venue. I was like, you're joking. like you're actually joking. And I was like, okay, well, can I check it? And he was like, it's 4:30 at this point. He's like, bag check doesn't start till 5. I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense because I'm here for sound check. Like, So anyways, I was like, well, what do you suggest I do? And he was like, can you go put it in your car? And I was like, I don't have a car, but my hotel is like 2 blocks over. I was like, if I go back to my hotel and get rid of my bag, can I still come in and do VIP sound check? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I promise you I will be back in 10 minutes. Run back to the hotel. Still raining, by the way. It's sprinkling, but it's raining nonetheless. And I get back to the hotel. I run upstairs. I run into these carrots in the lobby and they're like, do you want any freebies? And I was like, if I wasn't running late for sound check right now, like 100% besties, but because I am, I like just don't have time to stop and talk to you. And I'm so sorry because I really do want freebies, but I just don't have time to stop and talk to you. And so I told them, I was like, I'm really running late for sound check. And they were like, no big deal. And run back up to the room. I'm like, okay, well, this makeup thing's not gonna work out. And I'm like texting my friends, like, what's happening? I was like, they made me go back to the hotel and get rid of my bag because my bag was too big, but they said they'd still let me in. And I'm texting my friend who's like inside the venue, or the person I was going with who's inside the venue, and I was like, I was so close, like I was at the door, like I literally was here. And I did not mean for this to be like a half-hour long story, but I hope you're invested at this point. Go back to the hotel. I put all my stuff down. I'm like, I have pockets on my outfit, so I'm like trying to stuff things into pockets, like makeup and stuff, because I look awful, because not only was I looking like I had just traveled all day, I also now had been running in the rain for the past 10 minutes. And I was like, this is like the worst I've ever looked for a concert, which is like whatever, but I was just like really sad about it because my outfit was really cute and I just felt like the makeup just wasn't there for it. I get in the elevator, I get to the bottom of the elevator, I run out the front door again, and I stop because I forgot my mask. And I was like, I really don't want to go without a mask. Like, I really, really don't want to go without a mask. Like, I brought, like, my single-use KN95s that I got from, like, the Korean store here because they're, like, really cheap. And I left it on the bed of my hotel room. And I was like, if I go back up to my room again, there's no way I'm going to get there in time. Like, there's no way I'm going to get there in time. And so I look at it, and I'm like, you know what? I just don't know if sound check's going to happen. Like, I have to go get my mask. Like, I have to go get my mask. And so I walk back inside and I walk by the girls who had the 17 freebies, and I stop and I talk to them, and I'm like, I just don't think I'm gonna make it a sound check, but like, do you still have freebies? And so they give me some freebies and we chat for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna go do my makeup and then like go back to the venue, like make myself look a little better and chill for a second, because I've been running for the past like 20 minutes and I've been stressing for the past hour or 2 hours about getting to the venue. And so I go back upstairs and I'm texting my friend who's at the venue, and then like another friend who was very invested in what was happening. And I was like, I just don't think it's gonna happen. And I text like the girl at the venue, and she's like, well, they haven't let us in yet. Like they haven't let us in yet. They're just sitting here. Like, soundcheck was supposed to start 15 minutes ago. Like, maybe if you make it here, like, you can still come. And so I got like halfway through my makeup because I'm like texting people while I'm doing my makeup, because I'm just like, we have to just fix what's going on here. And I was like, you know what? Like what if I try? Like, what if I just walk back? I was like, I'm not gonna run. But it's only gonna take me about 5 minutes to walk there. And I was like, if it's open when I get there, like, so be it. But I'm tired of running in the rain. So I'm just not gonna run in the rain anymore. So I get back to the venue and I go up to the front, and there's people who are like waiting because the box office was right there. So they were waiting to buy tickets. Like, they didn't have tickets, but they were waiting to buy tickets when the box office opened at 5. So the woman opens the door and she's like, if anybody has a VIP ticket who has not come inside yet, we will let you inside. We really shouldn't because it's past 4:30, but we'll let you inside. And I was like, I like had just shown up, and I was like, I have a VIP ticket, like, let me let me in. And so I go up to her, she scans my ticket, she's like looking for my bag, and I was like, Bessie, I don't have a bag. I don't have a bag. I have my credit card in the back of my phone case and my carrot bong, and I think I have some extra batteries in a pocket somewhere, and a dream. That's all I have on me. So she lets me in, and I like go in. I'm like shaking at this point because I cannot believe that I just got let inside. And I was like, I'm gonna see 17, and I'm going to see Kpop, because it was the first time I was seeing Kpop in person, because the last time I saw 17 in concert, he was on his little hiatus. And I was like, I've stanned as Kpop for like 13 years at this point, and it was just really, really important for me to like, or I think it's probably less. It's probably been like 10 or 11 or something, but I've seen him for a really long time. It was just really important for me to like see him in person, because he's like one of my top biases. And I just was like, I can't believe that worked. It's so I get in line, and the girl who's like splitting the ticket with me, she's like, what happened? I was like, bestie, it has been a day. And then somebody else who was in line, like a couple people in front of us, like turned around and was like, oh my gosh, I've been following your Instagram stories all day, because I was like real stressed, and I was like putting things on my story like, am I gonna make it to sound check on time? So that was really funny. But yeah, so the 17 concert was great, but man, by the time I got back to my hotel room later that night, I was exhausted. Like, oh my god, I was exhausted. I just, from like this most stressful day in the world. But yeah, that was my story with 17. I don't think I've ever actually told that story, so it was fun to tell that story, because I feel like I've always been like, it was like one of the most like stressful concert experiences, because I'm usually pretty put together when it comes to concerts. Like, I'm usually cutting it a little bit close, but like I just feel like I like to live my life on the edge a little bit, but that was too on the edge. Like, the way I planned that was there were 2 flights that morning to Houston from Charlotte, and I was like, I don't want to get up for the super early one, because I don't think I'll be able to check into my hotel until 3 o'clock anyway, so I don't want to be just like sitting in the lobby for hours. I would rather sleep in a little bit and get on like a flight a couple hours later. But man, I wish I had done that earlier flight. Like, I have so many regrets of not doing that earlier flight. But that was my whole story with my 17 concert. I don't think anything else has really been ever that stressful. Like, getting into Monsta X in Arizona for this past tour was kind of stressful, because I had 5 tickets under my name, and there was like, it like raised a flag. And so they had to verify that my ticket, like my barricade ticket, was actually like a legitimate ticket. But I was at the venue with plenty of time to spare. Like, I just stood outside for like a good 25 minutes in Arizona, 100-degree heat, which was fine. But yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of that was like super stressful. Like, I feel like I'm usually pretty on top of it when it comes to like getting to concerts on time and stuff. But yeah, so that was my story. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know how I ended up getting on that topic, but anyways, love 17. And I am so excited for their next tour. And I promise you, for their next tour, I will have it together more. Even though it literally wasn't my fault. Like, the way I planned it, I had like a good 2 hours to get from the airport to my hotel, and then an extra like 45 minutes to get ready before I had to walk over to the venue. Like, that's how I had it planned. And I was like, this is going to be perfect, because we're not going to waste any time. And I wasn't planning on checking a bag either. So I wasn't planning on having to stop in baggage claim to get my bag. So I was only going to be there one night, so I was like, I just brought a carry-on, but it was too big for the airplane, I guess. But on the topic of concerts, we haven't even packaged a single trade, but it's okay, we're almost there. I'm so excited because it's March, and March means Stray Kids concert, and I am excited because I have never seen Stray Kids. They're my other old group, so it's Monsta X and Stray Kids, and then 17 are like second after that. But like I said, I'm a closet 17 alt, so like don't tell anyone, but I'm a closet 17 alt. And yeah, I'm really excited to see Stray Kids. I've been watching a lot of performances, a lot of their like stages from their Australian part of their tour, and I just am so excited to see them. Like, I have such a great seat for day one that I've been holding on to since last summer. I was like, you're gonna have to rip this ticket out of my cold dead hands. Like, I was praying that JYP wasn't gonna make us redo ticketing, and I'm so happy they just added a second night for both Houston and, or is it Houston? I don't know, for Texas and for Atlanta, because gosh, if they had me redo ticketing again, I would have been so mad, because like the reason I have that ticket was just like a miracle in itself. Okay, I'm gonna open up the larger top loaders now and do the rest of these, but Let me just speed through this rest of this, and then we'll get on to actually packaging things. I started just getting a caffeine headache, and it's because I was so invested in my 17 story. I forgot to drink my tea. Always make cold brewed tea, and I just like make a huge batch of it and then drink it throughout the week, but haven't made any in a while, so I like dumped my old batch and I'm brewing some new tea right now, so I don't have my normal tea. And also I've been trying to reserve matcha lattes for Friday just because I don't know, makes it feel like Friday is more special and fun. I get like a fun matcha latte. I'm trying to just drink like unsweet tea during the week just because it's just a lot of sugar, even though matcha, like, I don't know, I don't really put a lot of sugar in my matcha. I was at 2 Targets today and I was like really tempted to get a matcha latte at both of those Starbucks, but then I was carrying too many bags and I was just like, it's hot out today, and as you can see I'm wearing a sweatshirt because I don't know how to dress for spring and fall. I live in North Carolina. We don't really have either of those seasons. We have winter and we have summer, and then there's like there's the not as hot summer, and then there's like the really hot summer, and then it goes back to the not as hot summer, and then it's winter. There's like no fall. There's like maybe a week of fall and maybe a week of spring. So I like don't own spring and fall like clothing. I was looking in my closet today and I was like, I have summer clothing and I have winter clothing, but I don't have any spring or fall clothing. And I think I had the same crisis last year during the fall, and I just never bought new clothes. I almost looked at clothes while I was in Target. I was like, is there anything cute in Target I can buy? And then I just got distracted by buying NCT albums, so we didn't buy any clothing, but I really need to. My setup for these is pretty easy. I take my sticky note. The reason I like sticky notes as opposed to just like normal paper is that I don't have to use any like tape or anything to tape it down. So this one definitely they bought from me. Some of these I don't remember if it was a purchase or a trade. Oh my gosh. I tape all 4 sides. I had a phase where I would just tape like 2 corners and I feel like it worked okay, but I'm just so paranoid that it's gonna get damaged on the way to the person. Anyways, and who should we give them as a freebie? They bought Yeonjun, so I don't have any Yeonjun freebies, but I need to get ones for like all of the people I stan. Like I said, maybe I should order those tonight. And I'm just gonna fold that up. A lot of people ask why I put my freebies in, and I'm not gonna like tape them shut just because I'm gonna go do addresses later. But anyways, a lot of people ask me why I put like my freebies in soft sleeves, and it's literally just because, I don't know, I feel weird just like taping it onto the card. Yeah, what else is going on here? Oh, I'm seeing TXT. Speaking of TXT, I'm seeing TXT in May. They're coming to Charlotte, and I'm like so excited. Like, I remember when that got announced, my friend tagged me, and I was off doing something else. I don't know what I was doing. I'm always doing something. I came back, and they had announced their tour, and my friend messaged me, and she's like, don't you live there? And I was like, you're kidding me. Like, I don't have to go to Atlanta for a concert. And like, I love going to Atlanta for concerts. Like, I'm literally going to Atlanta in a couple weeks for a concert. But the fact that I don't have to do a multiple hour drive, I looked up the location of the venue. It's 30 minutes from my house. Like, I have never been able to just like go to a concert and then go home afterwards. I can get ready at my house. Do you know how exciting that is to me? Like, I never can get ready at my house. And I've lived in a lot of places in my life. I've lived in like 8 different states, and I have lived in 3 or 4 states since I became a K-pop stan, or since I started going to concerts. It's been more than that since I became a K-pop stan, but since I started going to concerts, because when I got into K-pop, I was like really little, and I was not gonna go to a concert by myself. But it's been so long. And I always have to get ready in a hotel room. Like, it's so exciting. I believe this also was a purchase. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. I feel like Charlotte's being put on the map for K-pop, and I just love that for us because we're like a fairly decent, we're a big city. Like, I feel like Charlotte is a really big city, and Raleigh gets some things, and like Raleigh has a K-pop store. But that's the other thing. There's a K-pop store opening in Charlotte. And I'm like really, really excited. I've been to a couple of cup sleeve events where like this shop that's now opening, it was a strictly online only shop, but now it's like they're making like an actual shop, and I'm so excited. They're gonna try to open in time for TXT, and if they do, y'all will definitely see me vlogging there because I'm gonna give them all the promo because I really want people to go there, and I really want it to be like successful and to do well because gosh, it's such a long time coming, and I'm just so excited about like, again, Charlotte being put on the map as far as K-pop goes. Because I was thinking about that, I was like, people are gonna travel out of state for TXT, and usually when I travel out of state, I go to like the local K-pop shop, but like there's no local K-pop shop here. The closest one is in Raleigh, which for me is like a 2.5 hour drive. Yeah, so which is why I don't go to like Opang all the time, because it's not convenient for me. Like, it's only a little bit more convenient than going to K-pop store in USA. Like, it's only an hour convenient. I don't have to cross state lines to get there, but it's still far, which like definitely gonna go to K-pop store in USA when I go for Skids. I'm hoping it won't be like crazy busy, because last time I went, when was the last time I was in Atlanta? I went to K-pop store in USA, and it was just so busy, and there was like a line outside the door, and I was like, I just can't do that. Like, I just can't do that. This person I traded with, I just can't do that today. I have a 3-hour drive in front of me. I just like can't be bothered to stand in this line. So I left. So I didn't go for Monsta X's tour. What did I go to after that? I'm so confused about why I was in Atlanta by myself. Oh, ATs. I was there for ATs. Okay, there we go. I was there for ATs. I was like, I know there's a reason. I was definitely there for a concert. Yeah, I was there last November for ATs, and it was just so busy there. Like, it's become really popular, which like I love that for them, because they're a really great store, and like the staff there are super nice, and I just really love their selection and everything. And they do a lot of really like cute events and stuff. I follow them on Instagram, and they're always doing like fun events. But I just feel like it was just too busy. Like, they need to, honestly, if you wanted my honest opinion, I feel like they need a bigger store. Like, their store has become so like big and popular that I feel like they need an upgrade. And they're in like they're in Koreatown well, is it technically Koreatown? I don't know. I'm not from Atlanta, so maybe that's not technically Koreatown. It feels like Koreatown because there's a bunch of like Korean restaurants, and then like H Mart is like, well, there's a couple H Marts in Atlanta, but there's one that's like pretty close to there, because I went to get lunch there when I was there for ATs, like right before I left. I was gonna go to the store first, and then I was like, no, I'm starving. And I don't think K-pop store in USA opened until later that day anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna go get food first. So I went and got some vegetable kimbap and tteokbokki, it was just so good. I make tteokbokki for myself all the time, but it's just so much better when a Korean ajumma is making it for you. And the ajumma at that shop was so sweet too. Like, she was so cute. I loved her. But yeah, so I actually haven't been to like a K-pop store since camp. Was the last I went to like 3 different K-pop stores when I was in Los Angeles. I went a little crazy in LA. But yeah, I went to 3 different K-pop stores in LA, and that's the last time I've been to a K-pop store. Because I didn't go to Opang for the AT's comeback because I had work, and I didn't go to a K-pop store in USA. Well, I got to their parking lot, but I didn't go inside when I was there for AT's concert back in November. It was also a holiday week, so I think a lot of people had off of like school and work and stuff too. So, because it was like a Tuesday. I was like, what are all these people doing here at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday? But anyways, Wednesday. But I didn't stay for the second day of AT's, so it also was a concert day, and I don't think I thought about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm super excited for a K-pop store opening in Charlotte though. Like I really, really want it to do well. I've never purchased from them online, but I'll definitely be going to the store and checking it out. It's gonna be in North Charlotte, if you're familiar, if you're like from the Carolinas. It's gonna be in North Charlotte, so we'll have to see where they end up opening up shop, but it'll be just so fun to go to like an actual K-pop store instead of Target. This person's bias, I believe, is Kihyun, but they have a full set of pobs from my Go, so I don't know if they're gonna want these pobs. Anyways, Reason was a fun era. I had a really good time with Reason, but I keep seeing edits of Shonu, and I'm so excited for Shonu to come back. Actually, I'm like really, really excited. Like, it's gonna be so nice to have him back. I really hope that there is like an overlap. Well, there will be an overlapping period where like Minhyuk and Shonu will be active at the same time. It might only be for like a week or so, but I really hope that we get like some footage. Monsta X did their new, like started their new show, and in their new show, when they introduced Shonu, they captioned it "will be on the show." So like I don't know how long Monsta X is planning on like doing this show, and also because it's like their own money, I wasn't sure if Shonu was gonna be in it because I didn't know if they like, well, obviously they probably talked to Shonu about it, being like, hey, you're coming back in like not that long of an amount of time. Do you want to like be on this new variety show we're starting? So it's really funny though. If you haven't seen it, you really, really need to watch it because it's just so funny and so unfiltered. Monsta X, like it's just they're so funny. And Shonu is the funniest member of Monsta X, 100%. Like he is absolutely the funniest member of Monsta X, and I will die on this hill that he is the funniest member of Monsta X. So you really should watch it. I think it's doing pretty well though. It's at like almost 600,000 views, I think, at this point as when I'm filming this. So it's doing pretty well for like how their views normally are. It's doing pretty well, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't watch it. Like to be honest, I might watch it again tonight because I thought it was so funny. And it was like so short. I was like, oh, I really want it to be longer. There was this one scene, I saw it on TikTok the other day too. There was this one scene where they're at the restaurant, right? And Hyungwon goes to order some more bowls of rice. And you just see him like hesitate, and then you see Minhyuk look at him and then be like yelling out like 2 more bowls of rice, please. And I was like, that's how you know Monsta X have been together for so long, because they literally just like, they know each other so well. Like they really do. And you can just tell that they just really enjoy being around each other more. I mean, obviously like Changyun wouldn't have left Starship but stayed for, he does like 90% of the things that Monsta X does. Like he does everything. He didn't do a couple of like the Starship show that they did. He didn't participate in that. And then there was like one other variety thing that they did that Changyun wasn't in. Yeah, getting back into trading and selling has been an interesting time because it's been a while since I've done it. But I mean, I've been trading and selling photo cards for so long that it doesn't feel like it's been a super long time. Oh my gosh, this Mingi teddy bear card, these Target hug cards are so cute. The only member I'm missing now is Wooyoung. I have Jongho to trade, but I really want to finish the OT8 set for this. But yeah, I was able to find trades for San and so that's good. I love this Changyun card. This Changyun card is what inspired this pop set because I was like, I really want a photo card of Changyun with like the little black hearts on his cheeks. So that's what inspired this whole set, because I just took like everybody else's selfies from, was this all the same shoot? Like all the same day? I think so. Minhyuk might not be, but I think everybody else is. But yeah, I didn't end up doing a Shonu card this time, which a couple people were like, why didn't you do a Shonu card? Because I just feel like we're at the point of Shonu's enlistment where it's been so long without like a ton of new photos for him where I just have nothing to work with. I just need some like new 4K photos from Shonu, and then we'll do a Shonu photo card. I'll make some Shonu pobs when he releases his solo album, which is like just me manifesting, by the way. There's no like rumor or confirmation that that's a thing that's happening. It's just me manifesting a Shonu solo album. Yeah, I just want like a nice R&B Shonu vocal filled album. Or like, you know what would also be good would be like a unit, a Juhan and Shonu unit, the father-son unit. Can you imagine? Was this a purchase or a trade? Oh gosh, I don't remember. I've gone through so many DMs the past couple of days, I don't remember. I'll have to double check though. So yeah, but I'm really excited for that. I also, speaking of Wano, cannot believe that we haven't seen a photo of him in the military yet. Even though he's not really in the military. I've seen a photo of his bowl of ramen he was having today. So like, that's how you know nothing's changed. He's the same old Wano. Also, do you like how my desk space has gotten like progressively more messy the longer we've gone through this video? It's just gotten messier. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I don't have any Wano freebies. That's a crime, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna order some new freebies tonight with like the rest of my biases from other groups, especially because I'm gonna be working on selling and trading so much. It would be nice to have. I started working on it back in December and nothing ever came of it, so I gotta work on those. But I mean, I figured I had so many extra reason freebies that I would just finish these up first. This is Yum. I'm almost done with Busok soon. The only card I'm missing is the Banana card. It's such a high priority card for so many people that it's been really hard to trade for, which is exciting. I was only missing like, I cannot tell you how many like people had the Hoshi Marbles photo card and wanted to trade that card. I don't understand the 17 trading community. There's so many carrots out there, but sometimes I feel like it can be really hard to find trades, but I think this time it wasn't too bad. Also, I've been doing some trades for AO finally. These were my target pulls from my albums. So technically I got 12 albums total because a couple people who don't live in the United States wanted me to buy for them. So I did like a mini target group order. It was like between 4 people and myself. So or 3 or 4 people, I don't remember, but anyways, so I got 2 cards because I collect 2 members of NCT 127 and I pulled 3 Mark Lee's. Hey-chan, this Hey-chan card is so pretty. And then I pulled this Doyoung card and that was the only bias we pulled for my mini group order. And then I got 2 A versions as well. And I pulled Mark Lee in both of them. So as you can see, Mark Lee just loves me. I have a mini Mark Lee blessing, but we're not mad about it. So we might not get through everything in this video, but I will finish packaging off camera, obviously. All right, let me do one more. Let's finish off on Teddy Bear Seonghwa and then we'll be done with the video. So I'm doing some trading for AO. I found Jungwoo's target card. I need to trade Haechan for Johnny. So hopefully I'm able to do that. I probably won't be able to post that until tomorrow. So if you're watching this, why am I doing this on the side? If you're watching this and you have Johnny's target card and you want to trade for Haechan, hit your girl up because yeah. I have to do either 4 or 8 cards for Johnny and Jungwoo this era. I think I'm leaning towards only doing 4 cards because I just can't. It's not like there's a lot coming up. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of comebacks coming that I'm like super excited. Well, Twice. So we have the Twice comeback next week. So that'll be like a big priority for me because I'm gonna collect OT9 this era. At least for the photo book versions. I don't know about the digipacks yet, or the jewel cases rather, but I'm gonna try. I also should have said this earlier, but I really do like putting my freebies and like the cards that I'm trading in hollow sleeves and stuff because in my mind, if somebody doesn't have a lot of that kind of stuff, like they don't have a lot of photo card supplies and they don't have any hollow sleeves, they get like a fun free hollow sleeve that they can use for their photo cards. And so that's why I always have been trying to do that recently, because since I am someone who can like buy that kind of stuff and I'm very like fortunate that I can. It just kind of makes me feel like I'm able to share with other collectors some like cute supplies for their collections. You don't have to do hollow sleeves, but that's the reason I do them. So yeah, we still have quite a bit to package, but I think I'm gonna do this off camera since I've just chatted for an hour and a half on camera. I do need to go do some other things. So I'm gonna take a little break and then I'll come back and finish packaging later. But thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it fun. Maybe you were working on something else. Maybe you were packaging or organizing your binders, or you were cleaning your kitchen. That's what I do on Sundays when I post videos. After I post videos, I clean my kitchen and watch somebody else's video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well and all of your trades and things are going well. If you have a terrible concert experience, share it with me in the comments down below, because I just shared my worst concert experience with you. And yeah, also if you're in the Charlotte area, we all better be going to the K-pop store when it opens, because I really want it to do well so that we can have a K-pop store in Charlotte. So yeah, definitely support them. I don't even know the owner. I've just like seen them at a couple of events, like selling albums and stuff. So I'm really excited for them to open their own store. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.